Hi everyone, I thought I would help people with Antal winches, self-tailors, just by a quick show now of how to take them apart and how to put them back together again. So it's very simple once you get stuck into it, but these are Antal w16s and they're probably 99 2000 models. Initial problem was they were on the boat, and it became quite obvious quite quickly that to service them you have to actually take them off the boat. So first thing to do is go to the local chandlery, and for £10 ish you can get a service kit. The service kit includes some pawls, some washers and some springs, and there were 6 pawls and 6 springs with this particular kit. So that's the kit there. I've just got 4 pawls here because I bought 2 kits, so these are just spares that I've got left over. I've kept 2 of the O-rings of the washers, the spring washers, for ease of putting them back on the boat, but these are the new ones that will go on when I finally fit the winches back on the boat. But I'll go through the process. So when it's on the boat, you have to take this ring off the top, this washer. It's a spring washer. It's a simple affair, but you take that off first, and then what you'll find is the whole winch then will pull apart. So you literally then can just lift the top part of the winch off. I'll just show you how to do this, hopefully. So there's a screw on the side here, and you've got to whip that off the self-tailer. Comes straight out. So the washer off first, then the screw out of the self-tailer. That then releases the top of the winch, completely come off, and that's what you're left with. So the purposes of what we're doing here, the whole winch then pulls apart, very, very simple, very straightforward, into all its separate components. There's 4 bolts here that hold the self-tailing mechanism together and the rope grip together. Those 4 come out, and then you see the 2 spring-loaded pawls in there that literally just pull straight out. So I'm not going to take those out for the purposes of this, but those 4 come unscrewed, take them apart, and you'll see from the inside that it's really then very straightforward. There's nothing to make the job complicated. It's very straightforward. I've cleaned this with petrol, and that made, you know, easy, but light work of all the grease. I've yet to re-grease it to put it back on. So then here we've got the main assembly, and this is held together by the grub screw here. Now that grub screw, of course, you can't access that until the winch is off the boat. This is what it looks like. Bottom washer, bearing, spacer and bearing, and then here we have a very straightforward mechanism with, again, everything linked into this one grub screw. So take the grub screw out like so. There's a washer there. You can see I've got some pawls fitted in there, new ones, but again, that whole thing, that whole assembly drops out straightforward enough. There we have springs, pawls, and then there is a washer here with a locating grommet. I didn't put those back for the purposes of the demo, but there's a circlip that goes on the bottom of the main shaft here to hold it all together, and then this centre shaft comes out. So there's no drawings around for this now. It's very hard to get hold of it. It's made of 3 pieces, but they're all wedged in very tight. Haven't even bothered to take them out. I've just literally cleaned the whole mechanism with petrol. I'm going to re-lube it before I put it back together. And there's a centre, very heavy, substantial bar there. Again, all cleaned before I took it apart, before I put it back together again. It's all ready to be lubed up. To lubricate, you've got to lubricate the bearings, the washers, the spacer, all the pawls, and the gears as well. So this is a single speed winch, self-tailer, so you need to get this out. Now, to get it out, there is one drawing that shows that the pin goes in from the top, so the pin would have to be knocked out from the bottom if you wanted to lubricate this. I am going to do that, but that's going to take a little bit of work. So you can see here that some of the little bits of corrosion on here I've just literally rubbed down with wire wool. And to put it all back, the process is done in reverse. It's a bit more fiddly than taking it apart, as everything is.